Blog Talk Radio.
Stevie B's media production is a part of the Shellcaster Network.
Stevie B Media Production presents Acappella Gospel Music Blast with your host, Stevie B. Playing your favorite acappella music from the world's greatest acappella artists. Sit back, relax, and listen to the sweet sound of voices. We're flying at 30,000 feet, and you're riding with Stevie B. Stevie B is on the radio. You can call into the live show, 713-955-0508, or email us, butlersteve1009@yahoo.com. Contact us. Let us know who's riding with Stevie B on the blast tonight. This is the Acappella Gospel Music Blast, and you're listening to Stevie B.
This radio show is the 2022 recipient for the NACAMA, the National Academy of Christian Acappella Music Artists Award, for outstanding achievement in record or radio. This radio show is being broadcast from Stevie B Media Production at the Carolina studio in the great state of North Carolina. This is Stevie B, and I'm the blaster master of acappella gospel music. And according to the late Yvonne, the general conner from Dayton, Ohio, she said Stevie B is the hardest working Christian DJ in the world today. May the good Lord have mercy on us soul. That was my dear sister right there. Also, have a quote from East Jesse Morale from Straight Company from Louisville, Kentucky. He was on the show as the producer for the acapella group Divine Experience with one of the lead vocalists, Brandon P.K. Smith from Tampa, Florida. East said, I really appreciate this quote. He said, my radio voice, my energy, my creativity is refreshing, and nobody does it better because nobody's going to outwork me. I have a quote from Brian Malone from Committed Acappella Chorus out of Rogersville, Alabama. He says, Stevie B is the hardest working man on the radio. I have a quote from Thurman Metters out of Temple, Texas. He says, Stevie B is the hardest working man in acappella Christian music. I have a quote from the late Irvin C. Jackson from Wesley Chapel, Florida. He says, Stevie B is the greatest and the hardest working man. He said, I consider you to be the lighthouse of acappella gospel music. I have a quote from Mr. Ooh-wee himself, Dorian Paul from Houston, Texas. He says, Stevie B, we need you. We need you, Doc. Don't you go nowhere, because we need you. I have a quote from my dear brother Jeremy Roberts from Iat, Virginia. He says, Stevie B is the hardest working man on the radio, period. That's what he's saying, ladies and gentlemen. I'm just telling you what they say. I have a quote from my dear brother Anthony Blunt. He's the radio host for the Gospel Train that airs on Sunday morning on 94.7 FM, WWBC 1510 AM in Rockledge, Florida. He said the same thing when I interviewed on his radio show. So it must be some truth to it. I have a quote from Kenneth Ray from Made New Acapella Ensemble out of Louisville, Kentucky. He says, Stevie B is the hardest working brother in acapella music on the ones and twos. I have a quote from comedian Tim Prodigy from right here in Fayetteville, North Carolina. He said, there are many great Stevies in the world, like Stevie Wonder that made nothing but classics in the music game. But you also need to know about my guy that's killing the radio game, my guy, Stevie B. I have a quote from Cali JT from Los Angeles, California with acapella group Exodus 2.0. He says, Stevie B puts the A in acapella music. Stevie B is awesome. Stevie B is amazing. Now I have a quote from Al Pratt. He's the founder of the NACAMA Awards, and I'm going to say this quote in Al Pratt's voice. He said, Stevie B is a acapella DJ, often imitated but never duplicated. Not only is he the hardest working, I'm telling you, he's the smartest working DJ in acapella music, Stevie B. Now that's in Al Pratt's voice. Now a quote from my dear brother Ali Zell from Fayetteville, North Carolina. He says, Stevie B is the mouth of acapella gospel music. Now I got one more quote from Hammond Burke. He's the creator of the Shellcaster Network from Plano, Texas. He says, Stevie B is the ambassador of the world of acapella. I like that.
Stevie B's Acapella Gospel Music Blast.
All right, let me get this big iron bird on up off the ground. I rubbed my two little coins together and bought me an airplane. But you can't be the blaster master unless you're dropping bombs on your radio show. I said boom, boom.
Stevie B's Acapella Gospel Music Blast.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are taking back Friday nights for the Lord. Oh, yes, we are. For the next 2 hours, I want to play some of your favorite acapella gospel songs from such artists as Straight Company, Dorian Paul, committed acapella chorus, and many, many more. I want to hear from our listeners tonight. You can give me a call to the live show at 713-955-0508, or you can go to the Blog Talk Radio website and listen to the show live there. I just looked at it before I came on the air. There are 1,800 shows that are live on that website at this hour, and you will consistently find this radio show on pages 1 through 4 of that website. So the show was on page 4 before I came on the air, but normally once I come on the air, they'll normally move the show up to pages 3, 2, or 1. That's how they normally do it. So we just certainly appreciate Blog Talk Radio for them. Isn't God good? Now, if you have any questions or comments for any of my guests that be on this radio show tonight, you can send your emails to my new email address, butlersteve1009@yahoo.com, or you can just let me know who's riding with me on the blast tonight. I'm trying to lift up your spirits with these inspirational songs on a Friday night. That's right. It's Friday night. And Stevie B is playing acapella gospel music. So turn up your spiritual ear.
Stevie B's Acapella Gospel Music Blast.
At the bottom of the hour, I'll be featuring my song of the week. I want to feature a song, tell you a little bit about the artist, and this song will get 2 plays on the show tonight. And we'll be dedicating this feature to my dear sister and friend, the late Linda Dilly from Tulsa, Oklahoma. We just want to keep her memory alive on this radio show. And we'll also be featuring on the broadcast my funny bones. You know I love those comedians because laughter is good for the soul. We'll be featuring 2 comedians on the show tonight. And also on the broadcast, we'll be featuring my shout-outs. Now, these are just some people I've been in contact with here on social media. All people I've been meeting in my local area here right outside of Fort Bragg, North Carolina, which the name has now changed to Fort Liberty. I still haven't got used to that Fort Liberty, so it'll be Fort Bragg in my mind until I can get used to that name, Fort Liberty. And I've been meeting people out who just love acapella gospel music, and I've actually been meeting people who never even heard acapella gospel music, so it's just a thrill for me just to be able to introduce them to this great music that we get to enjoy here on The Blast on a Friday night. So I just want to show them some love and let them know how much I really do appreciate their love and support for these radio shows. And I also have a new feature called my monthly triple spin. And for the month of May, we'll be featuring F.G.F.C.C, future grown folks out of Athens, Alabama. I'll be playing them for every show for the month of May, with the exception of a top 20 countdown show. And I also have a feature called my Old 100s, and I'll be dedicating this feature to my dear sister and friend, the late Yvonne General Connor from Dayton, Ohio. She says, Stevie B, you got to play something for the old folk. So I considered what she said, and of course she was right. So I came up with the feature of my Old 100s, and I just really do miss her. She was with me from the beginning, so we just want to keep her memory alive on this radio show. So you got Stevie B, the Blaster Master, loose in the booth on the ones and twos. So let's get into the music, the sweet sounds of voices.
Stevie B's Acapella Gospel Music Blast.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, as I go through my playlist tonight, I'll be announcing the previous interviews and shows that we've done with the various acapella artists on these radio shows, and I'll be telling you what episodes these these artists appeared on, so how you can find them on the various musical platforms. Wherever you're getting your favorite podcast from, Spotify, Apple iTunes, Amazon Music, iHeartRadio, YouTube. You just search for Stevie B Media Production, and you'll be able to find these shows. And I also have some recorded version shows. I think I only did about 40 episodes of those recorded version shows. That's the same live shows I did here on Blog Talk Radio. I just took my voice out of the show, but it's the same playlist that I use. And that's so those shows were done in beta high fidelity, and the sound quality is excellent. So you're really going to enjoy what you're hearing on my recorded version shows. Just search for Stevie B recorded versions, okay?
Stevie B's Acappella Gospel Music Blast.
Our upcoming events that we want to make you aware of. Now, on tonight's show, my special guest is Rick Alexander from Orlando, Florida. And on May the 12th, my special guest is Joy Carr. And on May the 19th, I'll be doing the Top 20 Countdown Show for the month of May. And on May 26th, my special guest is Joyce G., my man from West Palm Beach, Florida. I always look forward to having Joyce G. on the broadcast. We try to get him on the show every fourth Friday of the month.
Stevie B's Acappella Gospel Music Blast.
So who's on the playlist tonight? I have some new singles from Genesis Archer out of Jacksonville, Florida. Jonathan Wilson from Rochester, New York. Kenya Shelley out of San Francisco, California. She's out of Fresno, California. The Gospel Blend out of Chi-Town, Chicago, Illinois. Straight Company out of Louisville, Kentucky. Exodus 2.0 out of Los Angeles, California. Nisa Cooper out of Memphis, Tennessee. Teray Mack out of Jacksonville, Florida. And many, many more.
Stevie B's Acappella Gospel Music Blast.
We enjoy the ride on the blast tonight. Stevie B is on the air.
Stevie B's Acappella Gospel Music Blast.
You're in the mix with Stevie B, the Blaster Master of Acappella Gospel Music.
Kicking off the show tonight, I have a double play of Melody Airs out of Houston, Texas. I just love this group. They have a single entitled Flowing from the 1995 album Working Hard. And we did an exclusive interview with one of the lead vocalists of the Melody Airs. That's Frank Melton III. That's episode 99. That was a great show. And also did a recorded version of that live show here on Blog Talk Radio. That's episode number 26. That'll be followed by my man Jonathan Wilson from Rochester, New York. He has a new single, Hold On. And we debuted that single on this broadcast on last Friday night show. That's episode 303. Enjoy this double play, the Melody Airs and Jonathan Wilson. You got Stevie B on the ones and twos. Enjoy the show.
Flowing down the river, flowing down the river, flowing down the river now. Flowing down the river, flowing down the river, flowing down the river now. By following divine instructions. Oh, we're afloat offshore, so let's go. Flowing down, yeah. Flowing down the streams of life. With our God. Come on, enjoy the ride. Well,
hungry, check the spiritual menu. We'll be strong and can continue. Slowing down, yeah. Slowing down the streams of life. Come along, enjoy the ride. Keep in mind, current winds blow, they'll blow you down.
Your smooth ride.
Sun is setting, night is falling. Being occupant, God's crew is calling. Said the beacon light is beaming, glowing. It's what the troops of light will be. Slowing down, yeah, flowing. I'm flowing down the stream of life. Always going with God as He's my only guide. Yeah. Keep in mind that
God is in control of the river. God is the comforter in my ride, keeping me away from danger. Come and raise and see so I can glide and
and I won't be afraid. And I won't be dismayed. And I won't be dismayed. And oh, as long as I live,
and I, my God,
we'll be blowing. Slowing down, slowing down, slowing down the stream of life. I'm flowing. Come along and enjoy the ride. Come along and join me in the ride. Come along and enjoy the ride. But I'm keeping in mind that my Savior is my guide, and I know that He will see me through. Come along and enjoy the ride. Yeah. Slowing down, there is nothing but smooth sailing with God. Come along and enjoy the ride, 'cause there's nothing but smooth sailing with God. If rainy nights surround me and troubled times surround me, Jesus is there in my times of need. Oh yeah, in my time of need. Courage He has given to face this world that I live in. No more boundaries. Jesus set me free. So take my hand I just keep faith alive, keep faith alive, if I keep hope alive, if I just hold on to his hand, everything will be alright. Yeah, everything is gonna be alright. I was once without him. I didn't know about him. Then someone came and convinced me that I was wrong. Ooh, I was so wrong. But now I stand completed. I won't be defeated. No more wasted years, and no more wasted tears. So take my hand and lead me on. Yeah, I know I'll be safe and warm if I just keep faith alive. If I keep hope alive. If I just hold on to his hand, everything will be alright.
But without faith, it is impossible to please God. For he that cometh to God must believe that he is, and that he is a rewarder of them that diligently seek him.
If I just keep faith alive, if I keep hope alive, yeah, just hold on, keep faith alive, keep hope alive,
I want to give a shout out to LaTanya Hughes. She lives in Hope Mills, North Carolina. LaTanya Hughes, Stevie B, wants to give you a shout out.
Stevie B's Acappella Gospel Music Blast.
In 4, 3, 2. Hey, this is Dorian Paul, and you're listening to Stevie B's Acappella Gospel Music Blast. Ooh-wee.
Hello, this is Mike Dow from Called by God Acappella Ensemble, all the way from Nashville, Tennessee. And you, yes you, can hear our singles Get Behind Me, Satan and Brighter Day right here on Stevie B's Acappella Gospel Music Blast.
Stevie B's Acappella Gospel Music Blast.
Hey, this is John Poo Malone, and you're listening to the Acappella Gospel Music Blast with Stevie B.
Hey.
On tonight's show, my special guest is Rick Alexander. After my song of the week, he's from Orlando, Florida. Coming up next, I got a double play coming your way. Gary Baker out of Houston, Texas. He has a single entitled Time from his 2014 album Born Identity. And we did an exclusive interview with Gary on this broadcast, episode 86. Also did a recorded version of that live show here on Blog Talk Radio. That's episode number 23. And that'll be followed by Vision out of Houston, Texas. They have a new single, Favor. I just love this song, their 2019 album, While I'm Still Young. Now, this song is number 4 on my Top 20 Countdown show for the month of April. Enjoy my double play, Gary Baker and Vision. You guys, Stevie B on the ones and twos.
Time keeps going by, and I just wonder why. Taking seems so long. Look back and it's gone. I thank God is that He is mindful, He cares that I exist. So I just wanna do all I can do. Walking in the light, staying in the light. A tear rolls down my eyes. I take one look in the sky. I kiss this world goodnight. 'Cause God has given me a new life. Hey. I watch time go by, like a tear falling from my eyes. Don't wanna pass in time. See, I didn't take my time. Strengthen my heart, Lord. Incline your ear. I hear you in me, so what shall I feel? As I prepare the way before that dreadful day. What shall I do, Lord? What shall I say to show them the way? So I'm gonna let my light shine. Make sure it's worth living in these times. I'm gonna give it my best. Please make sure I stay blessed. I watch time go by, time go by. Tears falling from my eyes. I don't wanna perish in time. See, I didn't take my time. Oh, ain't it funny how time flies? Looking back over my life. Where did it go? I wanna know. Tell me what I'm here for. Time to feel my destiny. Time to be what you want me to be, Lord. To live this life, I gotta do what's right. See, I made it up in my mind. No more wasting time. No more wasting time. Gotta be about my Father's business. I got a purpose to fulfill. Oh, Just look around, look around, look around. Hey, said I gotta take time. And who's gonna help the children? Ooh, yeah, ooh. Say who's gonna give them a hand? Oh, yeah. Look what time it's coming to an end. Hey, will they ever see the promised land?
I'm nothing without you.
Hey, come on, somebody. Oh.
I'm nothing without you, baby. I'm walking in a state. I am because he is. Just because he is. Where would I be where it is, baby? I'm living in a state. I am because he is. Just because he is. I'm nothing without you.
Another day I've never seen before. Amazing grace behind every door. I cannot escape God's love. He pours it way down from above. If you ask me how I made it this far, I'll be sure to tell you it's by God. Oh, favor. I am because he is. Just because he is. Where would I be where it is, baby? Says favor, favor, favor. I'm living. Just because he is. I'm nothing without you. Trials knock on every head. I don't always understand, but I'm trusting in the Lord that it's a part of the plan to mold me and make me, strengthen and shape me. 'Cause what the devil means for evil, God works for my good, and we all that favor. Anybody got that favor? Yeah, yeah. I need you in my life. Please don't take it away from me. I can't walk without it. I can't even talk without it. There's no me without you. In times of trouble, I always can depend on him. No good thing will he. God has for me, and I'm thankful. I got it. Yes, I got it. Said I got it. Just lift your hands if you got it. I know I got it. I got it. You know that I got it. Said I'm walking in His favor. I'm walking in victory. He's my everything. Said favor is all over me. Favor is all over me.
I'm nothing without you.
On want to give a shout out to Mona Brooks. She works with the North Carolina Quick Pass Toll Road. She lives in Rocky Mountain, North Carolina. Mona Brooks, Stevie B wants to give you a shout out.
Stevie B's Acappella Gospel Music Blast.
Hi, this is Jeremy Roberts, singer of No Mistakes and album I Forgive You, and you're listening to Stevie B's Acappella Gospel Music Blast.
Hello, this is Jonathan Wilson from Rochester, New York, and you're listening to Stevie B Acappella Gospel Music Blast.
Hold on, hold on. Stevie B's Acappella Gospel Music Blast.
Hey, this is John Poo Malone, and you're listening to the Acappella Gospel Music Blast with Stevie B.
Hey.
Spinning on the ones and twos, it's Stevie B, the Blasta Massa of Acappella Gospel Music. Stevie B's Song of the Week.
We'll be dedicating this feature to my dear sister and friend, the late Linda Dilly from Tulsa, Oklahoma. She was a member of my staff here at Stevie B's Media Production from the year 2016 to June of 2021. She wrote all the questions for the artists that we interviewed on this radio show, and we just want to keep her memory alive on this radio broadcast.
Stevie B's Song of the Week.
This week we are featuring Exodus 2.0 from Los Angeles, California. They have a new single from their 2023 album, The Lord Is In This Place. And this new single features Malcomn Hines from Houston, Texas. You're going to love this single. It's entitled Think of Nothing. Enjoy my Song of the Week.
Stevie B's Song of the Week.
Open my eyes a sacrifice from my lips to the throne of my God. I see nothing compares to the love that you've shown to me. It's written on my heart, you're my king, you're my everything. You're a way maker, you're a burden taker. For those mistaken, what a heavy laden, let me lift your name up, I'll lift it higher, 'cause I know you're worthy, and I want no other. All that I need, said you're all that I want, and all I need. Hey. Said all I want, said all I need, all I want. Yeah, I can think of nothing, yeah, but you. No. Nothing but you. First in my life, no other could ever compare. A pure heart, strong hands on the riches I ask in prayer. A desire for your love and grace that teaches me. Let your mercy and goodness forever follow me. mountain, I'ma sing and shout. In the streets, I'ma bring it out, bring it out. I'ma tell them what you're all about. And I don't care if they put me out. Since I'ma give you praise. Sing for real these days. Around the throne with all the saints. I can think of so many ways. All that I want, all that I need. Said you're all that I want, said you're all.
Stevie B's Song of the Week.
Stevie B's Acappella Gospel Music Blast.
Hi, this is Jeremy Roberts.
This your girl Tony Washington from Journey Acappella.
This is Janice Emerson, Nashville, Tennessee.
And you're listening to Stevie B.
Stevie B. Stevie B. Zone.
And you're listening to Stevie B.
Stevie B. Stevie B. is on the microphone.
Keep locked in to Stevie B.
This is Cool Debris, and you are listening to Stevie B, the master blaster of acapella gospel music.
Stevie B's Acapella Gospel Music Blast.
Hey, this is John Poo Malone, and you're listening to the Acapella Gospel Music Blast with Stevie B.
Hey.
Ladies and gentlemen, my special guest on the show tonight is Rick Alexander from Orlando, Florida. Rick, welcome to the Blast.
Hey, thanks. Can you hear me okay?
I hear you just fine. How you doing?
Doing good. Friday evening.
Are you enjoying the ride tonight on the Blast?
Yeah, I've been listening in. I haven't listened to your show in a while, but it's really nice, really hip show.
Yeah. Now, I want you to introduce yourself to our listeners for those who may not be familiar with you.
I'm Rick Alexander, sound engineer, audio engineer. Used to do the music scene and recording studio stuff. Now I'm more in the got into live sound again, and then dropped away from that and went back to my roots of broadcasting. Now I do mainly documentaries, commercials, and features, and all that kind of fun stuff now in the field. I like that kind of travel and the challenge of it now.
Now, before I finish this segment with you, now I want you to tell us your favorite story about Johnny Wilder Jr. We'll save that for last, okay?
Yeah, that's a good one.
Okay, but now since this is an acapella gospel music show, now why don't you tell us now what is your contribution to acapella gospel music?
Well, I grew up Church of Christ, went to Freed Hardeman for 1 year, then transferred to Harding University where my brothers went. My brother was in a band at Freed Hardeman and called John Christian and Friends. They played Three Dog Night, Grand Funk. It was that era, the early 70s, and I went to Harding. They went to Harding, transferred there because Freed Hardeman's only a 2-year school. They sold their sound system after they left to Harding, and when I came there years later, Harding just built a brand new auditorium, and I was a mass communications major, and working at the radio station, I had to go interview Dr. Barnes, who was in charge of the auditorium, the AV, and booking all the concerts. And I said, hey, I need to interview you about this. And, oh, by the way, you might remember my brother, Steve Alexander, and John Christian and Friends. He said, oh, my gosh, let me take you in about. Here's the sound system. We hit it off. Okay. And he asked me, what's your plans? And I said, hey, I was thinking about taking this technical school down in Florida. It's a new school for audio and da-da-da. And he says, hey, you take that course during the summer, and I'll give you a job here at Mix and Sound, because the one gentleman was going to be graduating. So I took over Mix and Sound in the Benson Auditorium there at Harding. It was a 3,800-seat auditorium, spanking brand new, 2-tier balcony. And I mixed a lot of the theater and daily chapels there, especially theater, some musical acts and stuff that Harding had. But any outdoor concert that came there, they brought their own sound system, and I helped them and learned from there. And I was mixing a lot of a cappella choirs there, chorus groups, and little music. And then that's how I met Jeff Murrah. Jeff Murrah did a talent show. There, I was mixing Spring Sing, and which my brother was the original host in 1974. Now here I am, full circle, mixing that show. And I didn't know Jeff, and I saw him singing at a talent show called Blackout. And I said, man, that brother could sing. And then another guy at my church, a couple years behind me, said, hey, man, this guy needs a ride home from Louisville. He's from Louisville. And he told me his name. I said, man, he sounds familiar. And I didn't think anything about it. Then he took me and introduced him. I said, hey, you were the guy that sang on Blackout talent show. He says, yeah. And we hit it off. I gave him a ride home. The friendship started from there. And then after school, after left Harding, I was freelancing in Louisville. And Jeff said, hey, my brother's got this a cappella group, and he's got a producer. You might have heard of him. And we're looking for a sound. And he told us if we want to do this seriously, we need to find a sound engineer. And I said, yeah, I'm very interested. So I went and go listen in their basement. It was 9 people at that time, and it sounded like a wall. It sounded like a 57 Cadillac horn. It was just multiple harmonies. You know, that horn just sounds like those harmonies.
Right.
And then I met Johnny, and Johnny was kind of filling me out. And I started talking the talk, and hey, this is what I'd done. Same thing I told you. And I took some engineering classes at this school, and Gary Platt was the designing engineer. And Johnny says, hey, I know Gary. Because, see, we did a heat wave project at Fifth Floor Studios in Cincinnati. I said, yeah, I know Gary real well.
Okay.
And it just kind of hit off my credibility. And then Johnny started filling me out. Then I started coming to the studio with Straight Company. And Johnny knew what I was doing, kept quizzing me and watching me. And Gary King was the engineer at the studio at Rephrase in Dayton, Ohio. And then we were getting serious. It took us a while to record the first project with Straight Company, you know, because we were doing Weekend Warrior stuff up there and going up there to record on the weekends. And then Johnny says he was going to build a home studio, and he was looking for an engineer. Wondering if I was interested. So I went back to the technical school of Full Sail here in Orlando, took advanced courses in live sound, and then things went really well. And then that helped me out with the Straight Company and the other stuff. And then that's how I was involved with a cappella music for black gospel. You know, I always loved black gospel because of my mother's musical background, and she did too. And because my mom used to be a professional performer before she got married in Louisville with WHAS radio. It's called L&N Orchestra. It was like a Andrew's sister kind of group that sang at Fort Knox and radio shows. But my mom didn't pursue the career which she had the offer because she got married and had kids, and my dad started his own business. But that's my background with the Christian a cappella groups from there, and then with Johnny, and then you know, when we were on the road with Straight Company, we were always involved with some show of multiple acts, and that's how I met everybody, like Melody Ayers and Joy Carr and Al Pratt. That's how I met Al Pratt. You know, he had 4 Christian stars, and it just kept going from there. That's kind of how my start was with them.
Well, I'm sure you got a lot of stories with those groups then, huh?
And Johnny, went to see Gary and Johnny, and I designed Johnny's studio. Then I was up there working at his house. I lived with Johnny and Rosalind there for a while because we were knocking out a lot of music, Johnny's music, and trying to document all of Johnny's publishing and getting everything to tape. And we were doing all that for a number of years and living the life, you know, in the dark because we worked nights mostly, you know, 6 p.m. to 6 a.m. or whatever. But that's kind of the background with acapella.
I just love hearing the stories, you know. It's just a lot of history there.
You know, I could talk forever about that. You know,
I've been looking at those text messages you've been sending me.
Yeah, I know. It just you know, I'm 63 now. I'm frosty like you, a big white beer,
Right.
You know, it's a lot of history there.
Yeah.
A lot.
But see, with me, I don't really have a history in acapella gospel music. Now, I was raised in the Lord's church, but I wasn't listening. I wasn't listening to acapella gospel music when I was growing up. You know, if truth be told, I was listening to R&B and rap and all this kind of stuff. I was singing the music on Sunday morning, you know, in acapella.
Right.
But I didn't really get into what I'm doing right now until maybe 5 or 6 years ago, 7 years ago, actually, 2016.
See,
you know?
My dad didn't grow up in the church. He didn't go to church. Just didn't. And my mom grew up Baptist, where there was musical instruments in the church. And then how we became a Church of Christ was that my dad had his own guttering, aluminum siding, and soffit and building houses. And and this one family, Dadismans, in Louisville, built churches and built large churches and built all kinds of churches. And Grandpa Dadisman, we all called him, he helped build Oklahoma Church of Christ. And he was just good friends, but gave my dad a lot of business. And he started, hey, Floyd, why don't you come to our church? You know, they started in a high school auditorium while they were building a church, and that's how my dad got convicted. He was like, you know, he started looking into it, and he got the Spirit in him, and he says, I told my mom, Jack, let's start going here. And that's how it started, before I was born, about the time I was born.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, Rick, hey, thank you for joining us on the blast. Let me play this double play, and we're going to bring you back after we come back, and we're going to get that favorite Johnny Wilder Jr. story from you. Okay?
Oh, yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, we got Rick Alexander on the broadcast with us tonight. He's out of Orlando, Florida, originally from Louisville, Kentucky. That's right? Louisville, Kentucky?
Yeah. Yes, sir.
Hey, brother, thank you for riding with us on the blast tonight. Certainly appreciate it.
It's a nice train. Let's go.
Yes, sir. Now, we're on an airplane now. We're not on a train. We're on an airplane. We're flying 30,000 feet. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, we got a double play coming up next. We're going to have Rick on the backside of that double play. We got the Gospel Blend out of Chi-Town, Chicago, Illinois. They have a new single, Can't Do Me No Harm. You're going to love this on the 2022 album, Show Me the Way. And we debuted that 2 new singles on this broadcast, episode 291, with the lead vocalist, Stephen Thompson. And their manager, George G. from West Palm Beach, Florida, was also on that show. And that'll be followed by my man Teray Mack from Jacksonville, Florida. He has a new single, What You Say. Enjoy this double play, the Gospel Blend, and Teray Mack. You guys, Stevie B, on the ones and twos.
Jesus got his arms up, wrapped around me and the world can't do me no harm. Jesus got his arms up, wrapped around me and the world can't do me no harm. Jesus got his arms up, wrapped around me and the world can't do me no harm. Thank you, Lord God. Thank you, Lord God. Thank you, oh, for the world came. Jesus got his arms up, wrapped around me and the world can't do me no harm. Jesus got his arms up, wrapped around me and the world. Jesus got his arms up, wrapped around me and the world. Oh, thank you, Lord God. Thank you, Jesus. Thank you, Master Lord, for the world came. Oh, Jesus got his arms up, wrapped around me and the world. Oh, Jesus got his arms up, wrapped around me in the world. I'm glad Jesus got his arms wrapped around me in the world. Oh, thank you, Lord God. Thank you, Jesus. Thank you, Master. Thank you, Lord God. I thank you, Jesus. Right now, I thank you, Jesus. My God, I want to say thank you for your grace. I want to say thank you right now. Want to say thank you for your mercy wrapped around me, my family. Oh, thank you, Jesus. I want to say thank you. Yeah, thank you, Master. Thank you. I want to say thank you. Yeah. Jesus got his arms wrapped around me and the world. Yeah. Jesus got his arms wrapped around me and the world. Oh, Jesus got his arms wrapped around me and the world. Come on, y'all, let's go to work. Thank you, Lord God. Thank you, Master Lord. Thank you, Jesus. Wanna say thank you? Oh, Jesus. Right now, around the blood, it's running in my veins. I wanna say thank you for your grace, for your protection around me. You've been good. You've been good. Oh, you've been good. Jesus, you've been good. Yeah. Oh, thank you, Jesus. Right now, Lord, I want to take the time to say thank you. Anybody out there know God? He's been good. You bless me, Lord. Time after time, filthy rag like me. Wanna say thank you. You've been good. Oh, thank you. Y'all, we better cut this off. Oh, yes, Lord. Good God Almighty. Hey,
What you said. What you said. You said.
Let me tell you a story about how life can bring you to dark places, make you feel like you can't lose, leaving you with the weight of some very bad cases. A case of depression, a case of confusion, feeling like you're less than a human. So many things ever hold on to you. The shackles are tightening, you can't break loose, and your friends are just not around. Your own family might put you down, backstabbed in your own safe haven. It doesn't feel like a life worth saving. People calling you this, people calling you that, this and that. Your life's all trash, so close to slipping away, but right on time you show up and I hear you say
You love me. When I can't feel a thing, you say I'm stronger. When I feel like I'm weak, and when I feel like I am less than what you want me to be, I believe what you say to me.
I never stand here looking around. I look at you and me and them and we. We all have situations, but don't think for one second yours is bigger than anyone else. I find it kind of crazy when things go bad. We act like God doesn't exist, but I found out I have to keep telling myself that my God is bigger than this. I've been weak and I've been broken. I've had my share of the worst. When I felt like I was down on my luck, I found my way and I bounced back up. So I'm gonna speak it over myself, starting my new life today. So they
feel like I am less than what you want me to be. I believe what you say to me.
I want to give a shout out to Ayanna Kirby. She works at the Walmart here in Hope Mills, North Carolina. She lives in Fayetteville, North Carolina. Ayanna Kirby, Stevie B, wants to give you a shout out.
Stevie B's Acappella Gospel Music Blast.
This is Orlando Tisdale, a.k.a. Mookie, and you are listening to me on Stevie B's Acappella Gospel Music Blast.
This your girl, Tony Washington from Journey Acappella, and you're listening to Stevie B's Acappella Gospel Music Blast.
Stevie B's Acappella Gospel Music Blast.
Hey, this is John Poo Malone, and you're listening to the Acappella Gospel Music Blast with Stevie B.
Hey.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, my special guest on the broadcast tonight is Rick Alexander out of Orlando, Florida, originally from Louisville, Kentucky. Hey, Rick, thank you for riding with us on the blast tonight.
Thank you very much.
Now, we flying 30,000 feet, Rick.
My ears are popping already.
All right. Now, before we close out this segment, now tell us your favorite Johnny Wilder Jr. story.
It was actually summer of '88. Johnny we just finished mixing his first solo album that Jesse wrote a lot of music on. And I believe he got a deal with Word Records. He approached somebody, Brad, I believe, was the husband of Denise Williams, and we got aboard the train of a Pat Boone Gospel America tour. Pat was hosting it. Denise Williams was the feature. Johnny was on the bill. The Imperials were on it. You know, they did a lot of stuff with Elvis. The two of them were the original members, and we had Kim Boyce on it. And we opened up at the Greek Theater in L.A., and that was just phenomenal to see that theater. You hopefully you've been reading about it, heard about it for years, and seen it in movies. And we had some dates canceled. We were supposed to do a 2-month tour, and a couple dates canceled up Northwest. So Pat's Productions and then Pat says, "Hey, just stay here. It's too costly. Just send you back to Ohio." So we stayed there, put us up in the hotel, and we stayed. So Johnny, we were building this, designing and the idea of the studios. Johnny's accountants were out there and lawyers, so we met with them. I got to meet them. And we were looking at all the music the stores that sold studio gear. So we really went to some private appointments, looking at gear. And then we were going to meet for dinner and hang out at Rod Temperton's house one night. And he was in Heatwave and wrote all those Heatwave songs. And after the second or third project, Quincy Jones gobbled him up, when he did Off the Wall. I believe the story is that Quincy called them while they were in the studio and says, "Hey, man, we want you to present a couple songs and we'll pick one." And Rod presented, I think, 3 or 4, and they said, "We want all of them, and we want you to come out here and co-produce Off the Wall with Quincy and Michael." And then he graduated on. All Rod wanted to do was write songs, and then he did the Thriller album. I think he had 3 songs on that solo Thriller. But what I'm getting at is Rod had us over at his house on Mulholland Drive, and he no longer lives there, and he passed away a few years ago of cancer.
No, sorry.
Back in London. Yeah, he's from London, from England, and we went to his house off Mulholland Drive off the 405 and had a beautiful view. The house is dated. It was in the 60s, but it was a cool house. So we went there. And Johnny's like, "Hey, man, be on your best behavior, I said, "Okay." I didn't get real excited. I was 28. And so we go to Rod's house and pull in and get out, go to the door. Rod comes to the door barefooted, holes in his jeans and a T-shirt with a rip in it. And I'm thinking, man, this guy's cool, and he's really nice, and he just come to the door like that. And this is pre-internet. I already knew he did Brothers Johnson and Shaka Khan and George Bench and stuff, but I didn't know how much. I paid attention to the Billboard charts, but not the writers as much. But I knew Rod did a bunch of stuff and wrote a lot of Heatwave stuff. And we went in there hanging out, and Johnny liked to work overnights like Rod did. Like Quincy says, the same thing. Work overnights, the muse comes out, the talent comes out of you. And I remember we were there eating dinner, and then we were going to chill out. Rod had a home studio in the back of his house. And so Roz was there with Kathy, Rod's wife there, and Johnny's physical therapist, Joe. And so Johnny said, hey, man, join us back in the back studio. I was like, oh, okay, yeah, back there with them. Cool little studio. I knew that console that he had, and he had a 16-track, and MIDI was in its early stages. And we're sitting there hanging out and listening some stuff, and Rod says, hey, man, you want to hear some of my new stuff that I'm about to present to Quincy and Michael for the next project? And I'm like, Johnny's like, yeah, I want to listen to it. And he looks at me, you want to hear it? I said, yeah. And we're hearing this before Quincy and Michael, and it's all demos. And Rod's singing all the harmonies. And I'm like, this is great. It's like 3 or 4 songs. This is really, really cool. I'm sitting back here hearing all this. Like, man, nobody's going to believe me on this. And then I'm in the back of the couch, leaning back, focusing on it, and I feel something behind the couch, a little picture frame. And it's tight up against the wall, and I'm like, I'll pull it. And I pull it out, and it's the album picture frame with Thriller, with Michael standing on it, with all these gold and platinum circling it, so, like 50 million sold. And we're done listening to music, and I kind of pull it out, and I says, I still haven't found a place to hang this thing up yet. This is like, that came out, what, in 83, 82, something like that. Right. And he says, oh, that's where it is, mate. And I'm like, oh, yeah. He says, I wonder where I put that. I'm like, man. And, I noticed in his house I didn't see any gold or platinums hung up. He's very modest. Only thing I saw on the mantle was his Grammy nominations, but that he had laying outside. He could care less. Right. But he was so humble and such a nice guy. And then I was, it was just cool hanging him. Johnny had to stretch out for a little bit with Joe because Johnny was in the chair and spasms a little bit, so he had to get a stretch. So I'm out by the pool enjoying the L.A. lights, looking down over the Sherman Oaks, looking north. And so Rod comes out there to smoke a cigarette, and he starts talking to me like two dudes. I'm not really starstruck. I just know what he's done a little. And Rod's, how did you hook up with Johnny? And I told him, and he says, yeah, I remember Johnny telling me that. And hey, what's your background? I said, well, I played trumpet. And were you good at it? I said, yeah, I was pretty good at it, but I didn't really pursue it. I was in communications. I thought about music major, but I did this and this. And then we started just chatting, and what's your family's background? I told him about my brothers. And we're just chatting like two dudes in the back. And I thought that was really nice of him. And, he was interested in me as a person, and it wasn't anything about him. And I didn't really ask him much about him because I guess he probably thought I knew about it. I did, but didn't. And so, it was just, I didn't really ask him a lot of questions. He was more inquisitive about me, and, and how do you like it? And I said, I'm learning a lot from Johnny, and he's very receptive to my ideas. He said, yeah, he's always been that way. Johnny was always demanding, but he was never, unfair to you or anything like that. He was just demanding of your skills and pushed you, which I liked. It just pushed you to be better and better and better and better. And that's kind of one good story I had, Johnny. We're just meeting Rod, and then a couple years later, where they're doing something with Apple computers, and I remember we're at the hotel there by the LAX, and we're hanging out in the room, and Rod comes out. He comes in, and he remembers my name, and we talk a little bit, and I let Johnny in and have his time. I go to my room, which is next door, and I come back again. I had the key, go in and out, and they're just talking shop and music. It's like it was Rick, just like one of the guys.
Now, Rick, you say Rod is the one that sung with Johnny on Heatwave, right?
Right. Right, he was a keyboard player. He answered an ad in a trade out there because Johnny was being a songwriter and a keyboard player.
Okay.
And that's how it happened.
And Rod is the one who wrote all those singles for Michael Jackson on Thriller?
Yeah. He wrote
wow.
He wrote 3 songs, maybe 4 on Off the Wall, and co-produced it with Quincy.
Wow.
And Thriller, he wrote 3, maybe 4 on Thriller. I believe 3. And he wrote the single Thriller, where Vincent Price does in the narrative, and co-produced it with Quincy. And then Quincy's solo projects, like The Dude and a couple others, was Rod. And if you saw any interview with Quincy, anything on these documentaries, he always said, I couldn't believe this white guy from England had so much soul in him. He just I couldn't believe this guy. He couldn't believe he was white and from England, because he wrote these incredible harmonies and arrangements. And Quincy said, I want you to work for me and Quest Records and publishing. Rod had a co-publishing with Quincy and Warner Brothers, and he wrote all those songs. And plus, he could do his thing too. He shot his songs with Chaka Khan and George Benson and others. Just Google what he's done, and you'll see all that. And Rod just wrote a lot of stuff. He co-produced Saida Garrett. I remember hearing that song we were out there. He produced that song, and he produced her whole album. She was a lot of backgrounds and some leads with Michael on several projects, and that. But he was just a very humble guy. I liked him a lot. Met a couple times. He was supposed to come to Johnny's funeral, and when I was talking to Rosalind about it at the funeral, the day Rosalind and Carla, Johnny's daughter, and her husband knew I was staying a couple extra days because I wanted to show my wife around Rephrase Studio, because Gary sat behind me. He's the engineer at Rephrase. He sat behind me. Keith Lancaster was to the left of me from Acappella, from his groups. And Gary says, hey, what are you doing for the next couple of days? I says, I'm just going to show her around in Johnny's studio, and I was hoping to see the Rephrase. He said, come on over, track of drums. And I wanted to show her around, and that's kind of how it was. I kind of lost my thought though, but it was fun, seeing all that. But Rod was supposed to come to the funeral, but he was behind on a deadline with an artist in London, and he missed the funeral completely. Roy made it, and a couple of others from Heatwave. I'm friends with Roy, and they saw Roy there and talked to them, and but Rod couldn't make it the funeral. He was pretty upset about it because they were best of friends. Johnny discovered him, and Rod didn't think he'd be anywhere if it wasn't for Johnny. It was just at the right place at the right time, right personalities, and they clicked. Rod would. That's why when I worked with Johnny in the studio at his home, we'd get calls all the time, and I'd put it on speakerphone. I'd answer the phone usually because I was right next to me at the console, or I'd be upstairs and Rosalind may be in bed, and I said, "Hey, it's Wilder's residence. Who's speaking?" And, "Oh, this is Rod. Oh, this is Rick." He says, "Hey, man, I'm going to talk to you." I'd go downstairs and we'd all be on the speaker, and or Teddy Pendergrass would call. One time I remember in the kitchen, I was getting our dinner, and or Rosalind was. And I picked up the phone. And Rosalind said, "Hey, pick up the phone." And she said, "Hey, is Johnny there?" I said, "Yes." I said, "You speak to Teddy?" I said, "Teddy?" And he said, "Yeah, Teddy P." I said, "Teddy Pendergrass?" He said, "Yeah." And that's, it was, he was just the nicest guy on the phone. But when Rod would call, we'd be on the speakerphone. Dean was there. Dean was Johnny's arranger, and playing the keys or helping arrange. Johnny would hum it or sing it, or we'd do it through the computer, and Dean would all do all the arrangements and co-produce Johnny's solo and straight company stuff. But it was kind of interesting at that period of time as a young guy, talking to these people like a regular guy. I learned that in an early age. Like I work around a lot of celebrities now. You talk to them like a person, you'll get that conversation as a human being or person. But if you talk to them like, "Oh, I'm one of your biggest fans," or you just put yourself in that category, and you're one of them. And
it sounds like you could write a book. You should write a book.
Yeah,
bro.
Yeah. A couple people have told me that. I don't. Some of the celebrities I talk with, I could care less who they are. Like with Shaq. Shaq's a great guy. Jeffrey Dean Morgan, worked on a TV show with him. I could care less. James Caan. I was 4 episodes on the last show. I wasn't a sound mixer. I was boom utility. But, you just talk to them like a person. They'll talk to you back. And then once you get comfortable with them and they get comfortable with you, you can start going to that in little, hey, I like that movie you did, or I like Manhunter. That was a good movie. And Khan says, yeah, that was my favorite movie, but I hated the music. I said, no, the music made it great. He said, what did you like about it? I said, because you were a cold-hearted character, but you broke your ice because you fell in love. The actress was Tuesday Well, but I said, and then you went back to this cold guy again. You were a diamond thief, and next thing I'm thinking, talking to him like that, and then it's and the same thing. A year and a half ago, I was working with John Travolta for a documentary about Oprah, and things weren't going well because of the lighting, and I just got my Indian motorcycle 2 months earlier, so I'm on that little high and buzz about my motorcycle, and I just brought my conversation. When he saw me behind my little mixer console and recorder, he's not happy with the lighting, and he said, hey, how you doing back there? I said, well, you the sound? Yeah. I said, oh, by the way, I was motorcycle riding 2 days ago up by your house, up by Acappella. And he said, oh, cool. And then when I'm out there talking to him, ready to mic him up a little, he's like, what kind of motorcycle you got? I said, I just bought a 17 Indian Chief Vintage. Oh, I love Indians. You got a picture of it. And then all of a sudden he just lit up like a light bulb. Oh, I love Indians. What's that color? We started talking. What's your first bike? I said, a Honda 50, and grew up on dirt bikes and horses in Kentucky. And he said, oh, the Honda 50. And I'm sitting there talking to Volter like two guys talking about bikes. Yeah, the handlebars that collapse. He said, I had the same thing. Yeah, it was easy to travel. Then I graduated this, and I got this, and I like my Indian. He said, yeah, I still got my bike from Wild Hogs, and we're started talking bikes. The next thing I'm thinking, wait a minute. I'm in my head. I'm going too far. And I look over there because I got a producer, and she's smiling. And I'm like, okay, I'm kind of cutting it off. And then the executive producer said, Travolta talked about your bike all the way downstairs, and you saved my interview because it wasn't going well. And you talk about motorcycles. I left you alone. Two guys are talking about motorcycles, and it's just kind of that level. You talk to them like that. You just kind of lose yourself with them. But back to Johnny, it was the same way. I learned how to talk to celebrities, as a person.
Right. Well, that's what I'm trying to learn how to do.
Yeah. Just talk to them like a person.
Right.
You just do a little research on, like me, just what their hobbies are or something. But it just happens to be that way. I approach them like I don't care who they are. I've only been intimidated. I realized Travolta was a little intimidating, James Caan and some others, but music, I've worked around a lot of musical artists when I worked for a sound company down here, and had chances to go on the road, but ended up staying here locally, just staying here.
Hey, Rick, I have really enjoyed our conversation on the broadcast tonight. I know you got some stories. You do really need to write a book. You need to write a book, bro.
Yeah.
With the people that you have met, and with the celebrities you've come in contact with because of what you do. Now, you do documentaries and all that kind of stuff too, right?
Yeah. I've done stuff like SpaceX with Elon out there. There's a couple. I got a couple on Hulu and Netflix. Elon's. I've done a lot of stuff at Kennedy Space Center since the 90s, and got stuff coming down the road. I might be doing some more directly with SpaceX. But, it's just a matter of meeting and doing good work, meeting people and talk. Elon's a really nice guy. He's very nice.
Well, it sounds like you're out there doing the business. You're definitely doing the business and making those connections.
Yeah. It's easier to talk about this stuff because I like what I do. It's interesting meeting people. But I miss mixing live music. I wish I could have done the last NACAMA, the very last one, but I just really couldn't at the time.
Right.
And I wish I could have had the sound system I would have liked. Then I possibly could have, but I just try to keep my stress level low. I haven't done that kind of show in a while.
Well, hopefully that won't be the last NACAMA. Hopefully there'll be another one in 2 years. So we're just praying for that.
I hope so. Hope somebody take it over. Yeah.
Yeah. Now, my radio show received one in 2022 last year.
Yes, I did.
Okay.
I sure did.
Hey, Rick, anybody you want to give a shout out to before we close out this segment?
No, not really. I still keep in touch with Straight Company, and mainly G. I've been talking to G a lot lately, but about some stuff. I miss the guys.
G, George G, he's on here every fourth Friday of the month. He was on here last Friday night, I do believe.
Yep. I know. Gee, it's been a long time. He's a great voice, great arranger.
Yeah.
I catch him now and then doing his live ministry online. And I'll pop in a little bit.
Okay.
Pop in. He's a great talent.
Yeah, he is. Now, something's supposed to be big coming down the pike here after a while, so we're just waiting on that announcement. So just stay tuned.
Yeah. All right.
That's what he keep telling me, so stay tuned.
Yeah.
Hey, Rick, thank you so much, brother, for riding with us on the blast tonight. Certainly appreciate it, man.
All right, man. Have a good show. Thanks
All
for
right,
having me on.
you. Yes, sir. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Rick Alexander out of Orlando, Florida, originally from Louisville, Kentucky. He has a lot of stories to tell about all these celebrities that he's been working with in his engineering, and he's doing documentaries now as well. Hey, certainly appreciate you, man.
All right, thank you very much. Thanks for having me on.
All right, thank you. Stay tuned, ladies and gentlemen. We got some more hot stuff coming up on the blast tonight. You know that playlist is hot.
Stevie B's Acappella Gospel Music Blast.
Coming up next, I have a single play from Joyful Noise out of the state of California. Have a little talk. You're going to love this song. You guys, Stevie B on the ones and twos.
From heaven filled my soul. It bathed my heart in love and wrote my name above. Now just a little talk with Jesus make me whole. And let his tell all he's gonna hear. Oh, he'll answer. And now when you feel and your heart, find a little heart. He'll make it alright. Sometimes my path seems drear without a ray of tear, and then a cloud of doubt may hide the light of day. The mist of sin may rise and hide the starry skies, but just a little talk with Jesus clears away. I may have doubts and fears, my eyes be filled with tears, but Jesus is a friend who watches day and night. I go to him in prayer, he knows my every care. Now just a little talk with Jesus makes it right. Tell him all about our trouble. He'll answer. And now when you feel and your heart.
better talk, have a little talk, talk, better talk, talk, yeah, better talk, talk, better talk, have a little talk, talk, better talk, talk, yeah, better talk, talk, better talk, have a little talk, better talk, talk, yeah, better talk, talk, better talk, have a little talk, talk, better talk, talk, yeah, better talk, talk, better talk, have a little talk, talk, better talk, talk, yeah, better talk, talk, better talk, have a little talk, talk, better talk, talk, yeah, better talk, have a little talk with me, Jesus. Have a little talk. Yeah, 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 yeah. Have a little talk. Yeah, Jesus.
Good day, family. It's your boy, George G, a.k.a. George G International, GGIG to the double E. You're listening to the phenomenal sounds of Acappella Gospel Music Blast, where the bass note bumps and the E note jumps and the sopranos and the altos and the tenors make you sway. Oh, yeah, it's a head knocker, baby, and a rockin' cheer rocker. Acappella Gospel Music Blast, your host, Stevie B, spinning the voices that soothe the soul, flying at 30,000 feet, not missing a beat. Acappella Gospel Music Blast.
I'm just hanging with Stevie B. I'm just hanging with Stevie B. I'm just hanging with Stevie B. At 30,000 feet. I'm just hanging with Stevie B. I'm just hanging with Stevie B. I'm just hanging with Stevie B. She's a rapper, baby. It's Friday night, and the mood is right. Stevie B's on the radio. We're gonna play tonight. And if you get too bad, call your friends. 2 hours of music. Come on and tune on in. Stevie B. I'm just hanging with Stevie B.
This your boy Lil Lou from Athens, Alabama, and Diesel Records. Giving a shout out to my man Stevie B. It's the Acappella Gospel Music Blast. Every Friday night we get down just like this. Diesel Records, baby.
And if you get too bad, call your friends. 2 hours of music. Come on and tune on in.
Every Friday night
Stevie B's on the radio.
with the Acappella Gospel Music Blast.
Diesel Records, baby.
Stevie B's Funny Bones.
Those bike helmets save real lives. Are you kidding me? Any man in this room over 40 knows if you would have actually showed up for a bike ride when you were 12 wearing a helmet, you would have needed the helmet to keep your head from caving in while your friends were pelting you with rocks. Dorco, what's with that plastic hat? Cut it out. Cha-ching, cha-ching. You dented my basket. I'm telling my mom. I live in a small town. I love small towns. We got our first traffic light about 4 years ago. There were 9 accidents the first week the light was installed. Yeah, it's funny now, but apparently the people who lived there their whole lives couldn't figure out what the floating red dot in the sky was. Just driving along, that's new. Oh. I love small. I do. We moved there from Arizona. And the only reason we live where we live is because there were no homeowners associations. When we lived in Arizona, we had a homeowners association. And this may shock you. We've spent about 35 minutes together, but it turns out Comedy Boy here has a little trouble with authority. Me and the local Gladys Kravitzes didn't get along too well. They were always writing me up. Garbage can lids were off, garage door was open. My rocks, I didn't have a lawn. It was Arizona, so I had rocks, and they were messy because my kids would run through them. Oh, your rocks are a little messy. Didn't know. Those are the ones that fell out of my head for moving here. The day we sold the house, we were driving out the back. I told my wife, I put the car in park. I said, I'll be right back, and I went through the rocks. Tammy says, what are you doing? I said, I'm just setting up a meeting between Gladys and the new owners. Because I'm a people person. So we moved to Tennessee. I told my wife, I don't care where we live, just no homeowners. So that's the only rule I have. You can pick wherever we want to live, no homeowners. So we're driving around our little town, and it was before GPS and everything, so we didn't have directions to this house we were looking for. So we figure we'll ask somebody for directions. So we're driving down the street, and we see a family of four on their front lawn in the middle of an activity. I got to tell you, I've been around. I hadn't seen before. All four of them were in the process of burning the family couch on the front lawn. I fell out of the car. I said, thank you, Lord Jesus. You have brought me to the promised land. There's no homeowners association. Tammy says, there's not even a conscience around here. Look at those people. It's like they'd never seen fire. All four of them were just staring at the flames coming off. So I rolled my spare tire up to them, and I said, fire, wheel. The problem when you live small town, there's not a lot to do. So we were eating dinner one night, and my oldest son was bored, and he was just whiny, and he was just really whiny. I said, what is your problem? He goes, there's nothing to do around this stupid town. I don't know why we moved here. And I said, you know, you're right. We do. There's nothing to do. So let's play a game. He said, what kind of game? I said, I'm going to snap my fingers. When I snap those fingers, what I want you to do, young man, is transport yourself anywhere on this globe you want to be, doing whatever your heart desires with whomever your heart desires to be with. This is your dream day with the person you dream to be with, doing what you dream to do. I want you to dream and dream big. I want to know the dream that's keeping you awake at night. Dreams are the engine that will drive you through this life. Prayer will be the fuel that will drive those dreams. I'm going to trust me, man. You stop dreaming, you stop praying, you're going to dry up, bitter up, and you're going to die long before your heart ever stops beating. So when I snap my fingers, young man, I want you to tell me where you're at, what are you doing, who are you with? So I snap my fingers, and my 12-year-old son goes, I'm at the mall in Bellevue playing video games with Brandon. What? That's the big dream keeping you awake at night? Are you kidding me? How about horseback riding in Spain with J-Lo? Yeah, Tammy hit me in the face with a gob of mashed potatoes. That's a dream keeping you awake at night? No, man, you asking me. I'm on the living room couch with you watching Law and Order, baby. You guys have been great. God bless you. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Stevie B's Funny Bones.
Stevie B's Acappella Gospel Music Blast.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is your captain speaking. I hope you're enjoying the flight tonight on the blast. I'm playing some of the world's greatest a cappella gospel music artists, the sweet sounds of voices. We're flying 30,000 feet, and I'm dropping bombs everywhere.
Stevie B, Gospel Blast. Stevie B, Gospel Blast. Stevie B, Gospel Blast.
up next, I got a double play coming your way. Anissa Cooper from Memphis, Tennessee. She has a new single, So Much Joy. We have the introduction and this new single, So Much Joy. You're going to love this single from her 2020 album, Stronghold. We debuted that album here on this broadcast. Episode 179, also with her producer, Lewis Cooper from Dazelle Records, was also on that show. And also did a recorded version of that live show here on Blog Talk Radio, episode number 38. And Anissa was the headliner of the Acappella Experience Tour we did last year. She was the queen of the tour. We had a great time. And that'll be followed by Kenya Shelley from Fresno, California. She has a new single, Just Let Go. We did an interview with Kenya and her producer, Cornell Clark. That's episode 260. Enjoy this double play. Anissa Cooper and Kenya Shelley. You got Stevie B on the ones and twos.
Right.
Just let go and let God. Just let go and let God. Just let go and let God. She'll show you. Just let go and let God. Just let go and let God. Just let go and let God. She'll show you.
Let go and let him lead you. Thinking you should find he can feed you. Fighting all these demons, he the only one that's gonna believe you. Yeah, I really wanna let go. Should've rolled with you from the get-go. I need help trying to let him know. I need help trying to get my flow. Screwface got two faces, so my soul split in two places. Fighting each other like two races. Got enough sin for two graces. God tell me what I don't know. Either don't care or they don't show. Satan got me in a chokehold, so I probably need to let go.
Just let go and let God. Just let go and let God. Just let go and let God. She'll show you.
Don't be anxious about anything. You can conquer any situation by praying. You really need to know He's got your back for sure.
From you, Lord, just to help me to believe in. I keep fighting all these battles, but they all belong to you. What do I do? Help me through. Get to you. Hey, let go, let God. I'm about to. I was about to sing right before I found you. Looking at this pit, miry. I said not you. Then I realized that I can't live without you. It's painful without you. I can't go without you. I let go 'cause I got you. I'm so thankful about you.
Just let go.
Let go.
God.
And let God.
Just let go.
Just let go.
Let go.
And let God. Let go. Just let go. And let God. He'll show you. I guarantee He'll show you.
Just let go. Let go. And let God. Let go. Just let go. Let go. And let God. Let God. Just let go. Put your faith in Him. And let God. Let God. She'll show you.
What's going on, everybody? This is Mario McKinnon coming to you from Charlotte, North Carolina, and you're listening to Stevie B's Acappella Gospel Music Blast. Y'all keep listening.
For everything He's done, I got to praise the Lord.
Hey, this is Melissa Lancaster with the singing group Durant.
Hey, what up, guys? This is Melody Daly.
This is Monte Cuba.
This is Orlando Tisdale, a.k.a. Mookie.
This is Bruce. This is Demario.
This is Cranston. This is Tori.
And this is Jordan.
We are Rain. And you're listening to.
And you're listening.
And you're listening to.
And you are listening.
You are listening to Stevie B.
Stevie B.
Stevie B.
And you're listening to.
Stevie B.
Stevie B's Acappella Gospel Music Blast.
Hey, this is John Poo Malone, and you're listening to the Acappella Gospel Music Blast with Stevie B.
Hey.
Oh, yeah.
Is your congregation in need of lending for a building or expansion project? As your partner and advocate, Diversified Financial Network will take the time to understand your unique situation and develop a financing solution that meets your specific needs. It's an exciting time for your congregation, and what you need is a company with expertise in church financing early in the process. Call us today at 1-866-513-6665 or visit us at www.diversifiedfinancegroup.com.
This is a program reminder. Stevie B's Media Production presents. We're airing live shows here on Blog Talk Radio. Telephone number to the live show is 713-955-0508, and the website is www.blogtalkradio.com/Gospel Light Radio Show. On Tuesday, I'm hosting a live show that will air every second, third, and fourth Tuesday of the month. This show will air the second Tuesday of the month from 6 to 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 5 to 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. And I have a guest speaker from the Brotherhood of the Churches of Christ who will be making a proclamation of the gospel of Christ. And also during that live show, I have a community corner segment for small business owners and entrepreneurs who have products and services for our community. I also have two co-hosts on that live show, Lou Gilbert he's the evangelist for Oakwood Park Church of Christ there in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, and Isa Mullins, who serves with the Church of Christ in Cary, North Carolina. And on the third Tuesday of the month, that show will air from 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 6 p.m. Central Standard Time. And my co-host, Dr. Entherica Lane, she's a board-certified obstetricianist and gynecologist. She serves with the Great Road Church of Christ in Cincinnati, Ohio. She'll be hosting her show, The Conversations with Dr. Lane. And on the fourth Tuesday of the month, that show will air at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 6 p.m. Central Standard Time. My co-host, Kelly Fletcher, she serves with the Livingstone Church of Christ in Indianapolis, Indiana. She'll be hosting the Kelly Fletcher Show. And on Thursday evening, each week from 6 to 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 5 to 7 p.m. Central Standard Time, I'll be hosting a live show, the Gospel Light Radio Show. And I have 7 co-hosts on that show: Clay Phillips from the state of Georgia, Dr. Frank Washington from the state of Florida, Steve Carter from the state of Indiana and Illinois, and Robert Lee Johnson from the state of Florida, Glenn McMillian from the state of Texas, Quentin Brothers from the state of Illinois, and Brian Christian Coleman from the state of New Jersey. On that show, my co-hosts will be presenting their messages from the Word of God. And each week I have 2 of my co-hosts on the air with me. I'm also taking a question from my social media platform on Facebook called Shout It Out. I'll be posting to one of my co-hosts on that live show as well. And then on Friday night, I'm hosting a live show from 9 to 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 8 to 10 p.m. Central Standard Time. We're hosting a live show, Stevie B, Acappella Gospel Music Blast. And this show is the 2022 recipient for the NACAMA, the National Academy of Christian Acapella Music Artist Award, Outstanding Achievement in Record or Radio. On this show, I'm playing some of the world's greatest acapella gospel music artists, the sweet sounds of voices, and we're also interviewing artists, producers, engineers that like you heard on the show tonight. And this is just a great show. We also debut new music and featuring old music as well. And every third Friday of the month, I'm having the Top 20 Countdown Show, and I'll also have on-demand episodes. Wherever you're getting your favorite podcast from, just go to the various musical platforms, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Amazon Music, Apple iTunes, YouTube, just to name a few, and just search for Stevie B Media Productions. And you can also go search for the recorded version shows on iHeartRadio, Deezer, and Amazon Music, where you find those recorded version shows. Just search for Stevie B recorded version shows. And I want to thank all my sponsors who are sponsoring these radio shows. If you'd like to become a sponsor, just contact my sponsorship manager, Michelle Marco, in Fort Lauderdale, Florida. Her telephone number is 954-687-4705. The 3 E's of Stevie B Media Production is the objective of the broadcast. We want to educate, we want to edify, we want to encourage you in the study of God's Word. And that will conclude our program announcements. You're listening to Stevie B's Acappella Gospel Music Blast. My monthly triple spin. That's what I got coming up next. Stay tuned.
Hello, family. This is Steve Adams, and you're listening to Stevie B's Acappella Gospel Music Blast.
Welcome. This is Garrick Edison of the Acappella group One Hope in Christ, straight out of Louisville, Kentucky. And you're listening to Stevie B's Acappella Gospel Music Blast radio show. And he's dropping bombs. Boom, boom.
is Yvonne Gooch, owner of Blazing Crackers, and I am a proud sponsor of Stevie B's Acappella Gospel Music Blast.
Blazing Crackers, stay on fire. You need a treat, you're hungry, you need something. So you need a treat, you're hungry, shouting up hungry, need something. Blazing Crackers, B-L-A-Z-I-N Crackers, yeah. B-L-A-Z-I-N Crackers, yeah. B-L-A-Z-I-N Crackers, yeah. Stevie B's Acappella Gospel Music Blast.
Hey, this is John Poo Malone, and you're listening to the Acappella Gospel Music Blast with Stevie B. Hey.
Stevie B's monthly triple spin.
For the month of May, we'll be featuring F.G.F.C.C. Future Grown Folk Presents from Athens, Alabama. We have 3 singles from their album, Future Grown Folk Present. You're going to love these singles. It's all about you. Holy and Reverend and Grace and Mercy. Enjoy my monthly triple spin for the month of May.
Stevie B's monthly triple spin.
You, Lord. Lord. That it's all about you, Lord. I've got to change my ways. I've got to give you praise. Lord, can't nobody do me like you. That's why I put my trust in you, Jesus. That it's all about you, Lord. Nobody but you. All about you, Lord. Not about me.
Ephesians 5:8 says, you yourselves used to be in darkness, but since you have become the Lord's people, you are in the light. So you must live like people who belong to the light. For it is the light that brings a rich harvest to every kind of goodness, righteousness, and truth. So young people, try to learn what pleases the Lord. In verse 14, that is why it is said, wake up, O sleeper, wake up. Now, Lord, we know that it ain't nobody but you. That you're always there on time to see us through. That's why right now, forever and always, gonna lift our hands up high and give you praise. That I know that it's all about you. Young people everywhere need to wake up and give God the glory. The Bible says, train up a child in the way that he should go, and when he is old, he shall not depart from it. The Bible also says in Psalms 111 and 9 that holy and reverend is His name.
Holy and reverend is His name. To Him be the glory.
That's God's name.
I gotta praise His name. To Him be the glory.
Yeah.
The gospel I proclaim. To Him be the glory.
You don't put man on God's level.
How homie He brought me through the rain.
Only God can bring me out of my struggles.
Struggles and my pain.
Come on,
glory. That's why I'm not ashamed.
I tell the world.
The glory. That city's on high. That city's on high.
Hold up. There is a Savior, better yet to Christ, better yet my life, cause He gave His life, that I might live righteously and more abundantly, defeated death, so that I can live eternally, and now I'm mortal like combat, but the battle is already won, and if you claim on this thing, then you already son. See, if you ain't got God, then you need Him. It is written, can't be defeated. Turn away from iniquity, seek me, you'll get the victory. Picture me in a white robe serving my Savior. All of us need to all work together that's able, so that the tables can be turned on this evil we facing. Unite and rebuild. We fight in God's will.
Holy and reverend is His name.
To Him we as Christians,
I gotta praise His name.
We need to testify what God has done in our lives.
To Him be the glory.
So that others can see His greatness and His work.
How homie He brought me through the rain.
If we don't testify about what God has done for us,
struggles and my pain.
How can the world know about God?
I'm not ashamed. To Him be the glory.
How can they find out about our Savior?
Hey yo, let me speak a little something that I don't mind telling. As a young man delivered from weed and crack selling, ever seen a felon? Well, guess what? You looking at him, but I ain't dwelling in the past. I'm just counting my blessings. See, I know we have a Father in heaven who built the world in 6 days and rested on day number 7. No question, He has the whole world in His hand. With His master plan, He desired to save man. Let me help us understand and show you what I mean. Just open your Bible to John 3:16. You'll see my Lord so loved the world that He gave. This opened up the door for us to be saved, but it doesn't mean man is already saved. Just the road to salvation is already paid. See, the wages of sin is death. We all sinned, but baptism is for the remission of sins. He commands all men everywhere to repent. Straight and narrow is the gate, but we gotta enter in. Oh, you don't wanna enter in? Well, that's your choice. He spoke on this wise, my sheep heareth my voice. If it wasn't for His love and all of His graces, I'd still be selling drugs. I'm still incarcerated, but I'm not. My Lord has made a way for me. He is blessed forever, and to Him be the glory.
Holy and reverend is His name. To Him
that's
be
my
the
story.
glory. I gotta praise His name.
I'm just a young man trying to help somebody along the way.
To Him be the glory. The city's on high. The city's on high. Homie, He brought me through the rain.
See, my God has been too good to me for me not to give Him the glory. That's why I'll forever give God the praise. Amen.
All glory goes to God. Yes, all glory is for God. Yes, all glory goes to God. All glory is for God. Yes, all glory.
His amazing grace. Forget about yesterday and what happened then. Look ahead to the future and forget about our past sins. There's something God has promised us, and He won't take back. So you better come get it, and you better come get it fast. Come on and get your grace. To all mankind. I already got mine. Come on, get your grace. Don't waste your time. Make up your mind. Mercy is free. It's free. Love all of y'all haters. Oh, you wonder why I'm always smiling and happy. It's because of all the joy that's deep down inside me. It comes from all the grace and mercy my God gives to me. It's available to you too, but you have to come and see. Come get your grace. It's free to all mankind. Get yours, you're gonna get mine. Don't dare miss out on this grace. Mercy, don't waste your time.
you can feel the same way too. I hear, believe, repent, confess, and then be baptized too. Got to realize that sometimes you will fall and sin, but grace and mercy picks you up and help you walk again. Oh Lord, I want to thank you for your grace.
Stevie B's monthly triple spin.
Stevie B's Acappella Gospel Music Blast.
Hey, this is Melissa Lancaster with the singing group Durant, and you're listening to Stevie B's Acappella Gospel Music Blast.
This is Troy Marables of Made New Acappella in Louisville, Kentucky, and you're listening to Stevie B's Acappella Gospel Music Blast.
Stevie B's Acappella Gospel Music Blast.
Hey, this is John Poo Malone, and you're listening to the Acappella Gospel Music Blast with Stevie B. Hey.
It's your favorite DJ, Stevie B, the Blaster Master of Acappella Gospel Music. Stevie B's Old 100s.
My Old 100 feature has been dedicated to my dear sister and friend, the late Yvonne, the General Connor from Dayton, Ohio. We just want to keep her memory alive on this radio show.
Stevie B's Old 100s.
This week we are featuring in my Old 100 the Inciting Enchanters out of Newark, New Jersey. They have a single, Show Me the Way, from their album You Got to Move, and that'll be followed by the North Mississippi Acappella out of Hernando, Mississippi. Their single, this is the title track, Bright Side, from their 2002 album Bright Side. And Lewis Cooper's mother's leading in this song, and he's with Deserve Records. And we also had Alvin Moore. He's the co-director from Mississippi Acappella. Mississippi Acappella, get my tongue twisted. Enjoy this double play from my Old 100s.
Stevie B's Old 100s.
Lord, show me the way. If it's your will, Lord, show me the way. Lord, I'm down here, Lord. Lord, and I need your power just to show Sometimes my burden press me down. I'm not gonna worry about that. Sometimes my enemies, they try knock me down. Lord, I'm down here, Lord. I'm leaning on your word, Lord. Lord, show me your way. Lord, show me the way. I know you the way maker today. Please, Lord, me the way. Lord, I'm down here, Lord, and I need your power. Stop by new today. Show me the way. Have you ever been burdened down? And sometimes your so-called friends seem like they can't be found. Say, Lord, I'm down here, Lord, and I need your power. Please, Lord, show me the way. Lord, show me the way. I feel your power. Lord, show me the way. Tell him, Lord, I'm down here, Lord. I can't do nothing without you. Yeah, your power. Lord, show me the way. Say it again, y'all. Lord, please show me the way. If it's your will, Lord, show me the way. It's gonna get hard sometime, but that's all right. Show me the way. My body won't press me down, but
Stevie B's Old 100s.
Stevie B's Acappella Gospel Music Blast.
Hey, this is Tony Carter from the Chicagoland area, and if you are looking for God to give you a song to sing like Jesus, then you tuned into the right place. You're listening to Stevie B on the Acappella Gospel Music Blast.
From Diesel Records, baby. Giving a shout out to my main man Stevie B. And every Friday night we get down just like this. Acappella Gospel Music Blast. It's Friday night and the mood is right. Stevie B's on the radio. We're gonna praise Tell them to tune on in. Get the records, baby.
Stevie B's Funny Bones.
All day, I'm like, guys, we got to stop playing video games. Like, John, we're different, man. We only play games that are rated M for mature. I was like, they make video games rated M for mature? Doesn't that exclude everybody that plays video games? How does that work? What's the new Call of Duty that just came out? Any of the kids know? Call of Duty, the new one? Yeah, go. The next one's coming out next summer. It's going to be possible to beat. It's called Call of Duty to Move Out of Your Parents' Basement. It's going to be, it's just going to be. How do you beat this one? Get a job. That's how you beat that one. It's just. My roommates love to play the Wii. They love the Wii. If you don't know anything about the Wii, basically the whole premise of it is to take things you're terrible at and put them in video game format so you can succeed at them. So if you're like unathletic and uncoordinated, you're probably awesome at like Wii golf, all in one. If you're white, you probably got high scores on Wii Hip Hop Dance Revolution. Wow. So I was at the store the other day. I found a game for my roommate. I brought it home for him. I was like, hey, dude, I got a game for you. It's called We Pay Rent. I was real sheltered growing up. I didn't realize how sheltered I was until last time I went home. I was actually looking through a photo album. I saw a picture of me and my brother in the bathtub together. You guys, I was 17. Sorry. A little close for that. I feel like my parents, I just realized this, my parents kind of like changed the Bible stories to fit their parenting strategy. Any parents do that? I always thought you get leprosy from not wearing sunblock at the pool. I was like, this doesn't seem right. My parents never had a sip of alcohol in their entire lives, never drank in their entire lives. My favorite Bible story was when Jesus turned all that water into sweet tea. That was great. Yeah, it's a miracle. Here's my parents' rule in the house growing up. They said no movies that aren't realistic, so we couldn't watch like Terminator or Die Hard because they said those movies aren't realistic. I was like, Dad, this rule doesn't make any sense. You just made us watch a movie where Bible characters are being played by vegetables. Really? Veggie Tales. Thanks for... Are you going to do that the whole show? Are you explain jokes? Is that what's happening? Veggie Tales. Just give her a second. She could have got it on your own. You know what Veggie Tales is. Both of them in the bathtub. It's funny because you're not supposed to do that at 17. Oh, okay. Thanks, ma'am. I appreciate that. Wow. Listen, I think homeschool, that might be the solution. Homeschool might be the way, because I know some kids, they're 4 and 5 years old. My buddy asked them to come out and watch his kids play soccer. I got out there 3 minutes late, walk out of the soccer field. I'm like, hey, what's the score? My buddy goes, we don't keep score here. All these kids are winners. You do that here in St. Louis? I was like, all these kids are winners. That kid's got his jersey on inside out and he's chasing a butterfly. That kid's not a winner. It's just not even made up. They've outlawed the use of red pen in the school district because red is too aggressive of a color for kids. For real, they're going to see the color red and be reminded of their failures. When they get older, they're going to see red and be insecure. I don't even have a joke for that. I'm just reporting the news. What? Like, here was the grading system for all of us coming through school. A, B, C, D, F. Like, we skipped a letter to make sure kids knew they were failures. You can't give a kid an E for more effort? No. F. Failure. Like, one time in high school, I got an F with an exclamation point on it. Just... Kids need to learn to succeed and fail, right, everybody? Yeah. I think it's good for a kid to create a culture of failure in his life so then he can get older and play for the Rams. You know what I'm saying? I've been waiting a year to tell that joke, you guys. It's like, where is he going with this one? I'm just saying, kids need to learn to succeed and fail. It's good for kids. My neighborhood this year, no more diving board at the pool. No more diving board because last summer some idiot kid tried to go off the diving board with his eyes closed. That's not the time to laugh. Wow, okay. Kid's getting hurt, yeah. Slow down, man. Kid went over to the diving board with his eyes closed, landed on the...
Stevie B's Funny Bones.
Stevie B's Acappella Gospel Music Blast.
Stevie B's Song of the Week.
This week we are debuting this feature to my dear sister and friend, the late Linda Dilly from Tulsa, Oklahoma. She's a member of my staff here at Stevie B's Media Production from the year 2016 to June of 2021. She wrote all the questions for the artists that we interviewed on this radio show, and we just want to keep her memory alive on this radio broadcast.
Stevie B's Song of the Week.
This week we are featuring Exodus 2.0 from Los Angeles, California. They have a new single from the 2023 album, The Lord Is in This Place. This new single features Malcomn Hines from Houston, Texas, and the new single is entitled Think of Nothing. Enjoy my Song of the Week.
Stevie B's Song of the Week.
From my lips to the throne of my God, I see nothing compares to the love that you've shown to me. It's written on my heart, you're my king, you're my everything. You're a way maker, you're a burden taker for those forsaken. What a heavy laden. Let me live to name I'll lift it higher, 'cause I know you're worthy, and I want no other. Said you're all that I want and all I need. Hey, hey. Said all I want. Said all think of nothing, but you. No, all I need, all that I want. Yeah, can't think of nothing but you. First in my life, no other could ever compare. Pure heart, strong hands of the riches I ask in prayer. A desire for your love and grace that teaches. it's me. Let your mercy and goodness forever follow me. On your mountain I'ma sing and shout. In the streets I'ma bring it out. I'ma tell them what you're all about. And I don't care if they put me out. Since dying I'ma give you praise. Sing for endless days. Around the throne with all the saints. I can think of so many ways. All that I want, all that I need. Said you're all that I want, said you're all that I need. All that I want, I can think of nothing, nothing. All that I want, all that I need. You're all I need. Yeah. I can think of nothing, said all. Here's my all, help me say all. Say nothing, but you, Lord.
Stevie B's Song of the Week.
Stevie B's Acappella Gospel Music Blast.
Yo, this is Ray Mack representing Mac Music in Jacksonville, Florida.
Hey, this is Tony Carter from the Chicagoland area.
Hey, this is Dorian Paul. This is E-Stage with Straight Company. You're listening to Stevie B.
You're listening to Stevie B.
And you're listening to Stevie B, the Master Blaster. Go ahead on. Hey,
What's up, everybody? This is Bruce. This is Demario. This is Cranston. This is Tori. And this is Jordan. We are Rain. And you're listening to Stevie B.
Stevie B's Acappella Gospel Music Blast.
Hey, this is John Poo Malone, and you're listening to the Acappella Gospel Music Blast with Stevie B.
Hey. Yeah.
Taking you back to the old school. Stevie B, the Blaster Master of Acappella Gospel Music.
Coming up next, I got a double play coming your way. LaChant from San Francisco, California. Her single Promise from her 2018 EP, LaChant Acapella. And that'll be followed up by my man Chris Turner from Burlington, New Jersey. His single Grandma's Church from his 2007 album Grandma's Church. Did an exclusive interview with Chris on this broadcast, episode 255. Enjoy this double play, LaChant and Chris Turner. You got Stevie B on the ones and twos.
Oh, you promised me that you would be there for me. You would be there. You told me if trials come away, if I would be still and still obey, you'd show me the way. You promised me, yes you did, that you would be there for me. You will be there. You told me that you would be my guide. In your will I will abide. You stay by my side. You'll never change. Lord, Lord, you promised me you'd be the same. Lord, 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 oh Lord. No, you'll never change, you'll never change. Your love remains the same. Be the same. You promised me, yes you did, that you
impossible for me to do. I realized that by a power I could do what I could. Yeah, yeah. You promised me that you would be there for me. You would be there. You told me that you would change my heart. Your spirit from me will never depart. Oh yeah. You promised me you'll never change. All the circumstances in my life, they keep changing, but your love has been for certain. Oh, your love has always been the same. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Don't know if it was my
grandma's touch or my grandma's mind. You know, maybe we were brought up in my grandma's time, but I sure wish I could go back to those days and times. Now, I don't know if it was my grandma's touch or my grandma's smile. You know, maybe because I was looking through a little boy's eyes, but I sure thought things were better than they seem to be now. How in the world? How, Lord? Again, I'd like to see love, respect, and dignity in our society. Has the whole world gone crazy? Things of the past, like youthful innocence. If only my eyes could see things that my young heart believes. Now we see too much when we're much too young. 12 years old and you wanna be full grown. That will make my grandma frown down at grandma's touch. Grandma's mind. You know, maybe away in my grandma's time, but I sure wish I could go back to those days and times. Now, I don't know if it was my grandma's touch or my grandma's smile. You know, maybe because I was looking into a little boy's eyes, but I sure thought things were better than they seem to be now. How in the world? How? Sunday go to meeting clothes. She wouldn't let us play it though. Something special about that day, and we had other clothes to play in. They sang down by the river and give me my flowers down through the year. Easter speech learning day, and in school we could even pray. What we're witnessing now is a low-down shame. I saw it on the news just the other day. Did you let that child stay on? I should send my big mama down there. Well, baby, in my grandma's time, but I sure wish I could go back to those days and times. Down. Maybe we're too busy, or got other priorities, and leave the children to be raised in the streets by show blow and whatever Joe says so. I know it's impossible to change time, but I do believe we can change our mind if we look deep down within us and remember the lesson Grandma taught us. Grandma's touch, baby, Grandma's smile. Could have been I was looking through a little boy's eyes, but I sure thought things were better than they seem to be now. How? Well, all the grandma's gone. Need 'em in our home. Things that she taught me now. So fascinating story.
there, this is Janice Emerson, Nashville, Tennessee, former directress of Praise Unlimited. If you want to hear the latest and you want to hear the greatest, keep your station locked in to Stevie B.
Hey, this is Crystal Stevenson from Greensboro, North Carolina.
Hey, this is Amber Baldwin from Greensboro, North Carolina.
This is Dodge Burnett coming from Charlotte, North Carolina.
Hey, this is Teray Mack out of Jacksonville, Florida, representing Duval. We are the one and only Testament Acappella, and you're listening to Stevie B's Acappella Music Blast.
With you is where I want to be. Stevie B's Acappella Gospel Music Blast.
Hey, this is John Poo Malone, and you're listening to the Acappella Gospel Music Blast with Stevie B.
Hey.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, according to the clock on the wall, it's time for me to bring this big iron bird on down to the ground. I need to bring it on down. I need to bring it on down. Got this big iron bird safely on the ground. This is the part of the show where I have to say goodnight. I got to go. I really enjoy playing these inspirational songs and tickling your funny bone. I want to thank my special guest on the show tonight, Rick Alexander from Orlando, Florida, formerly of Louisville, Kentucky. And I want to also thank my listeners for riding with us on the blast tonight. Tonight.
Stevie B's Acappella Gospel Music Blast.
Ladies and gentlemen, you cannot deny what you're on the blast on a Friday night. I'm playing some of the world's greatest acapella gospel music artists, the sweet sounds of voices. But I want to thank most of all the God of heaven through our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ for allowing me the privilege, and it is indeed a privilege, to be able to spend this time with you on a Friday night. So until we meet again, may God continue to bless your lives, and may He bless you real good. You've been listening to Stevie B's Acapella Gospel Music Blast.
Stevie B's Acappella Gospel Music Blast.
Taking us on off the show tonight, I have a new single from Genesis Archer from Jacksonville, Florida. Her new single is entitled Happy. Now, we interviewed Genesis. Well, she's been on the show a couple of times, episode 198, and she was also the presenter at the NACAMA. This last year, NACAMA Awards in 2022. She was my presenter. She presented to me the Acapella Music Award for this radio show, and I certainly appreciate her. So now she will always have a special place in my heart. Yes, she will. And Genesis is also well accomplished as an artist as well. In 2019, she received Worldwide Music Award for Female Vocalist of the Year. And also, she received in 2016 the NACAMA Award for Best Female Vocalist. And in 2014, she received the NACAMA Award for Artist of the Year. And now in 2023 now, she's in the running now for the best artist there down in the state of Florida. So that voting takes place in May and June. So we're waiting for the results of that. And that'll be followed by one of my power groups, Straight Company from Louisville, Kentucky. They have a new single, I'll Go, from the 2020 album, AMG, Amazing, Magnificent, God Lead. This is a 2-CD box set, and we debuted that album here on this broadcast, episode 181. And Straight Company was also the recipient for the 2022 recipient for the NACAMA Contemporary Artist of the Year. So enjoy that double play taking us on off the show. Let me hit you with 3 pieces before I get on up out of here. Peace. And I'll see you, Lord say so, on the other side. Good night, everybody. I'm Stevie B, and I'm out.
God's love is on overload, and I'm not about to get myself caught up because people can't get along. I'm not about to toss and turn at night because the president's doing wrong. I'll go to every nation. I'm gonna go. I'll go, no hesitation, Lord. I'll go and we'll teach them transgressors all your ways. Shall be converted unto thee. I'll go to every nation. I'll go. Lord, I'm gonna go, and we're gonna teach those transgressors all your ways. And every sinner shall be converted unto thee.
Y'all, I'm not about to give it up. My reward's kinda looking like it's overdue. And I'm not about to be distracted from the evil that I'm catching on the evening news. So I packed my bags and caught my flight, and I'm cruising at an altitude. Cause I fly high above this mess. See, I got a few things to do. I'm gonna go. I'll go. I gotta go. I'll go. Yes, I do. Somebody teach them transgressors all your ways. Sinners shall be converted unto me. Sinners shall be converted unto me. I'll go. I'll go. Yes, I will. Teach them transgressors all of your ways. Transgressors all of your ways. Sinners shall be converted unto me. Convert all the sinners unto me. I would never take a trip into the world unless I'm taking Jesus with me. It's like I'm floating on the ocean without a paddle. I'm taking Jesus with me. I won't go if they don't know I'm representing. With the shield of faith, I defy the foe because I know the one who's with me. I'll go. Yes, I'll go. I'll go. I'm gonna teach them transgressors all of your ways. Sinners shall be converted unto thee. Can't explain why it took me so long for the life of me, even though I knew that I was wrong. I lost so much time that I made up my mind. Tell me what to do anywhere for you. Come on, go. I'm gonna go anywhere you need me. You wanna go, even in desert places. What you want me to do? I know what I gotta do. I don't mind. I'll go. Do whatever you want me to do. I will go. I'll go. If you need somebody, tell them I'm on my way. I'll go. I heard Jesus say, I just wanna be. Tell them what I said. I stand ready. Call on me. I know what I got to do. I know what I've got to do. Gotta go. Don't matter where you send me now. I'll go. Call on me, Jesus. I'll go without hesitation. Just come on with me. I'll go. Let me hear that. Anywhere you sit, we
York City. Here I am saying to me, I'll go. Cause it ain't about me, Lord. We're on our way. In Africa, boy. My goal is to be. We're a road tide of the world. Every nation. I want to fall back. No sensation. Are you ready? Whatever you need, are y'all ready? I'll go. We come, yes we are. We come over the world. Cause they need to know, they need to know. I'll go. I know the one we coming. I'll go. Bermuda? Puerto Rico. Gonna be alright. We've been to New Mexico. Sure have. Oh, Stevie B, gospel plan. Oh, Stevie B, gospel plan. Oh, Stevie B, gospel plan.